Mumbai studios of Republic TV, it's time for Arnab Goswami on the debate.
Arnab Goswami on the debate at 10, powered by Reva University, Greenply and Mario Rusk.
Last night we had a great response to our debate on Cholas, whether they're Hindu or not, a most unnecessary debate. I thought that we would bring someone who's actually a historian and an author and not a self-styled one like Kamal Hassan, who's saying whatever he wishes to. So Amish is joining me tonight to set off that debate. Amish, thank you. It's good to see you. But before I talk to Amish, viewers, this controversy is not going away. It continues to grow. Some politicians are trying to deny the Hindu identity of Cholas. Others are taking the other point of view. So let's set it off with a larger debate today. Let's put forth the facts and debate it at length tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, time to debate.
It started with a film and claims of Chola King Rajaraja not being Hindu surfaced.
வள்ளுவருக்கு வந்து காவி உடை கொடுக்கறதா இருக்கட்டும், ராஜராஜ சோழன் வந்து ஒரு இந்து அரசன் ஆகிறதா இருக்கட்டும், இப்படி தொடர்ந்து நடந்துகிட்டு இருக்கு.
இந்து மதங்கிற பேர் ராஜராஜ சோழன் காலத்துல கிடையாது. அப்படி வைணவம்னு இருந்தது, சைவம்னு இருந்தது, சமணம்னு இருந்ததே தவிர அது வெள்ளக்காரங்க நமக்கு வச்ச பேர்.
A politically motivated DMK is throwing its weight behind the claims.
What is history? What history says, that is what they said. They did not mean to hurt the religion. They only said he is a Saivite and not a Vaishnavite. There was no Hinduism. There was no Hinduism at that time.
But others are questioning the bizarre attempt to de-link the Chola dynasty from Hinduism.
I strongly feel that doesn't know the history of India. Rajaraja Chola, the Chola dynasty is very symbolic for the revenue administration in this country. During Chola dynasty only, many sculpture, architecture, archaeology and inscriptions are developed in Tamil Nadu area also.
They are asking, how can sects of Hinduism be split from the core Hindu identity? Can the rich history of Hinduism under the Chola dynasty be denied? Some want to sever the Tamil identity from India despite it being a crucial and integral part of the nation.
விடுதலை தமிழ்நாடுடைய முழுமையான விடுதலை, தமிழர்களுடைய உரிமை, இந்திய ஒன்றியத்திலிருந்து தமிழ்நாடு என்பது ஒரு தனித்துவமான நாடு என்பதை அடைவது என்பதுதான் செங்கோடி அவர்களுக்கு நாம் செலுத்தக்கூடிய உறுதிமொழி, கடமை என்று சொல்லி
அண்ணாவளியிலே பயணம் செய்கிறார் முதலமைச்சர். எங்களை பெரியார் வழிக்கு தள்ளிவிடாதீர்கள், தனிநாடு கேட்க எங்களை விட்டுவிடாதீர்கள், மாநில சுயாட்சி தாருங்கள், அதுவரை நாங்கள் ஓய மாட்டோம் என்று சொல்லி விடைபெறுகிறேன்.
The dehinduization of our rich history and legacy must be challenged. Let's debate.
I just want to start with a disclaimer on my own side. I have no neutrality on this subject. I believe that this is political, this is deliberate. There is an attempt, I believe, Amish, to draw a line between Tamil identity and Indian identity and Tamil identity. And my own view is that Tamil identity is integral to Indian identity, as Indian identity is integral to Tamil identity. To try and draw that line is really mischievous. But I'm surprised also. I mean, I think Karan Singh is very right. Amish, he put out a statement where he said it's like saying that Catholics are not Christians, that Shaivites are not Hindus. What's your take?
Yeah, I have to admit, I don't want to get into the politics of it, but speaking from a social perspective and as a very devout, very religious Shaivite, I would be quite surprised to hear that I, as a Shaivite, am not a Hindu. This is quite surprising, to be honest. Look, I mean, if the argument is that the term Hinduism was brought on by the British, like I said, that can be fact-checked immediately, because the term Hindu actually came from the Persians. In the ancient Persian language, the sound sir could not be pronounced, so they referred to people to the east of the Sindhu as Hindu. But just because a name didn't exist doesn't mean that the group of philosophies, the way of life, that did not exist. It could have existed under a different name. I perhaps believe that it was Sanatan Dharma. If you look at Christianity, for example, Christianity is derived from the Hellenic, the Greek term Christos, which was the Greek term for the Hebrew, term for Messiah, Hebrew or Aramaic. Now, so therefore, Christianity as a term started being used, from what I know, at least around the 2nd, 3rd century, because that's when the Greeks started becoming Christian. So are you going to say that Saint Peter and Saint Paul weren't Christian because the term Christos wasn't used in those days? This is, in my mind, not a very logical argument. The name, I agree, maybe from Persian sources, but the body of philosophy existed. It was called Dharma, in my view. We could have had different terms for it. But no, I mean, Shaivite is certainly a Hindu.
You're absolutely spot on in saying, it's so easy to pass off something in today's post-truth world as a fact. If you say it sort of convincingly enough or with enough confidence or swagger, like in the case of Kamal Hassan. But Amish, in a larger context, every now and then a new term is invented or comes up to claims such as Hindutva is not Hinduism. You are Hindutva, you are not Hindu. Then they say Shaivites are not Hindus. Then they say Sanatan Dharma is not Hindu, right? Or they say those who believe in the Vedic philosophy are not Hindu. Tomorrow they'll say Vaishnavites are not Hindu. Or they'll say forms of Shakti worship, right, are not Hindu. An attempt is being made, and my background has been in anthropology, to try and make Hinduism as non-existent and to present every individual view or practice of Hinduism as some form of animistic religion, which, and then to sort of put that in a regional context and say, we respect your practice of the religion, but it's not Hinduism. By this logic, I come from Assam, somebody will say that those who are in Assam, right, don't practice Hinduism. Then they'll say that the Kamakya Mandir is not a Hindu temple. There is an attempt to sort of fragment things. My view, Amish, and I want you to expand on this, is that Hinduism is a group of philosophies, it's a view, it is truly a way of life, it is all encompassing, and it should not be bound by these wild Twitter type arguments which are now coming to the fore every day. You in the past have reacted to the Kali poster controversy, and you've said that the religion is being attacked aggressively is Hinduism. You had said that Hinduism is being aggressively attacked. And you have also used the word one-way disrespect, which is causing all the issues. Please elaborate on that in the context of this debate.
Look, a few things, in terms of the practices of Hinduism across different parts of India. I should tell you, I actually studied in Tamil Nadu. I still know a little bit of Tamil. I have read the Ponniyin Selvan, and I read it many decades ago because I got to know of it because I studied in Ooty in the 1980s, and I got to know of the books at that time. And I discovered the practices of Hinduism in Tamil Nadu. Rameshwaram is a Shaivite temple which Lord Ram had consecrated. There are priests from the south. There are communities of priests from the south who will be accepted in Nepal or in Kashmir. Adi Shankaracharya ji went up from Kerala and set up dhams across the different parts of India. Hinduism is of course a religion that encompasses all of the Indian subcontinent. But we are not a religion which enforces a one truth principle. Every one of us has a right to interpret things in our own way. But that does not mean that the overall, the string that binds us all together doesn't exist. And a perfect example can be Rajendra Chola himself, Rajaraj Chola's great son, who conquered much of Southeast Asia as well. I'm sure you must be aware, Arnab, when Rajendra Chola conquered up to Bengal in those days, the Pala Empire, he brought back the waters of the Gangaji and he took on the name Gangaikonda, the one who brought the waters of the Ganga. And it has been described that, from what I read and heard in the 1980s, that it was a very emotional moment for Rajendra Chola. Why would that be so? If he did not feel a connection to Dharma. I, as a Shaivite, celebrate the Chola bronzes of Lord Nataraj, of Lord Shiva in his Nataraj form. And that to me unites all of us, but in a very gentle, dharmic way, not in a way that this is the one truth and all of us have to follow it, but just because our religion practices a liberal love, doesn't mean that the religion doesn't exist. That is a very unfortunate interpretation to take.
But it's happening again and again, and in the context of Tamil Nadu, fact is, since ancient times, from the times of the Sangam literature to the time of the Pallavas, then Rajaraja Chola, Vijayanagar Empire, till the present day, the reality is, Amish, the politicians of a particular hue may not like it. The reality is that Tamil Nadu has been a bastion of Hinduism. There is absolutely no doubt about it.
Arnab, once again, I would want to comment on the politics of it, but I can tell you that as a Hindu and as a Shaivite, I have visited and prayed at many temples in Tamil Nadu, in Chidambaram ji, and it was one of my most emotional moments when I prayed out there. And it's not that one felt that one was in a foreign land or in a foreign religion. And like I said, I'm a very proud devout Shaivite. It would be very surprising for someone to tell me that I, as a Shaivite, am not Hindu. And what Dr. Karan Singh said earlier, that's also true, that there were differences between Protestants and Catholics. That doesn't mean Christianity didn't exist. There were differences between Shias and Sunnis. You wouldn't draw that interpretation on Islam. So why were there differences at times between Vaishnavas and Shaivites? Yes. But they never reached the extremes that happened within sects of other religions. We all know that Protestants and Catholics in Europe in the pre-modern era, carried out ethnic cleansing against each other in their countries. That never happened in India. So there could have been differences. But at the same time, we all know that Lord Ram was also a devotee of Lord Shiva. Goddess Sita was a devotee of Lord Shiva. Ravan was also a devotee of Lord Shiva. There is, one of the 1,000 names of Lord Vishnu in the Vishnu Sahasranam is Shiva, and one of the 1,008 names of Lord Shiva, as listed in many of the Shaivite Puranas, is Vishnu. So there may have been differences at times between Vaishnavas and Shaivites, but we are one and the same, and we are both Hindus. And this attempt to divide is very unfortunate. Tamil culture is a very integral part of Indian culture. I, as a Hindu, very proudly have prayed at many temples in Tamil Nadu, and among our most ancient temples actually exist in Tamil Nadu, because many of our North Indian temples were sadly devastated and destroyed by invaders. So we can see our true ancient traditions in that great trait. And as I said, I've studied in Tamil Nadu. I have so much fondness for that land. I spent so much of my childhood out there. I really love Tamil Nadu. There shouldn't be an attempt to divide us.
Absolutely. Well, Amish, this is so surprising. Sometimes I pinch myself that we are actually having these debates, but I am so appalled at what Kamal Hassan said. Tomorrow, Kamal Hassan can even say that the Vedas have been written by the British. This was akin to saying that. And in Hinduism, we have the holiest trinity, as you have rightly said, Brahma, Vishnu, Mahesh. How are Shaivites not Hindus? By that definition, Amish, you would not be a Hindu. I would not be a Hindu. This is absurd. Well, anyway, it's been great to have you, and all the best for your book, Lanka, which is just out. We'll talk about that another time, Amish. And that's on your T-shirt. I can see you've been promoting it a lot and all behind. No, it's that's another time, Amish. But best of luck. Best of luck. Thanks for setting this conversation. Thank you. Bye. And we have with us now Khushbu of the BJP and Rahul Ishwar, and Sandeep Balakrishna is from the Dharma Dispatch. Sandeep, thank you for joining us. And we have Rashmi Samant. We all know her. as the former president of Oxford University, very eloquent activist. Professor A. Satyanarayana, former professor of history at Osmania, is with us. S.S. Balaji, Deputy General Secretary of the VCK, Mr. Balaji. Ovia Rajamoni, founder member of the Pudiya Kurul, and G. Balachandran, former president of the Delhi Tamil Sangam. So we have got all sides. I can say we have 4 versus 4 in the parlance of the debate. So let us start. I want to start by giving those who believe that Cholas are not Hindus an open opportunity. Sir, I want to begin with you, Professor Satyanarayana. Hinduism has 3 main sects.
Yes.
Huh? And
Yes.
Hinduism has various denominations.
Yes.
To say that this denomination is not Hindu, that denomination is not Hindu, Vaishnavites worship Hindu, right? Shaktism worship Shakti.
Yes.
Shiva, Vishnu form 2 parts of the holiest trinity of gods in Hinduism, namely Brahma, Vishnu, Mahesh. Shaivites not being Hinduism is a completely absurd thought. I want to know the origins of this thought, because then I want to counter it.
Right. Yes. First of all, let us look into the historical past.
Yes.
You see, during the Chola time,
Yes.
or even for that matter, before that, the Pallavas and subsequently Chalukyas, you see, the term Hindu did not exist. For the simple reason that in those times, because we have to also take note of the times, in those times, yes, there is the worship of the god, there is a temple.
Which god?
People go, not all
Which
the people,
god?
of course. There are
Which
certain
god?
people who are excluded.
Which god?
From the place
Worship of which god?
But nevertheless,
Which
people
god?
profess certain belief system. The people profess.
Which
certain
god, sir? Why are you
religious
hesitating to
beliefs. But
state
to
which
put
god?
them together.
Worship of which god? Why are you hesitating to state which god? Wait, say it, sir.
No, I'm not
no
hesitating.
problem.
I'm saying there are
Which god?
There are 2 types of gods in my understanding. Okay.
2 types.
Yeah. One is the god as defined in our classical texts, the Trimurtis. Okay. Then there are also gods which are worshipped by the people in the villages, the village gods and goddesses. So the god doesn't mean only the classically defined Trimurtis. There were various what you call gods and goddesses worshipped by different sections of the people. So the village gods, village deities equally,
So Brihadeshwara temple is not to a village deity.
No, my
I'll let Rahul respond. We are opening the debate. Rahul.
I'll be 2 humble submissions.
Yes.
One, even right now, the Tamil Nadu state logo, if you can see, the official state emblem of Tamil Nadu is a Hindu temple. It is inspired by Sri Villiputur temple, which is dedicated to Vishnu, or Mathura Meenakshi temple, which is dedicated to Parvati or Meenakshi, who is the wife of Lord Shiva. Even right now, perhaps the only state in India which has a religious building in the state emblem is Tamil Nadu. Tamil Nadu is one of the great mothers of our civilization. Now, the proposition by Ulagamayan and Kamala Hassan, which we all admire as an artist, is as absurd as saying there didn't exist any Chola, because the real name of Chola is Sola. The Sola word in Tamil is loosely translated into Chola. Now, if somebody is saying there were never any Chola dynasty, because Cholas call themselves Sola, right now there is a Chola dynasty, it is as absurd as saying this. This is a systematic process to de-Hinduize, de-racinate, erase the roots and erase the Hindu heritage and past. It is as obvious as daylight. Amish is a Shaivite. I follow the Ayyappa path. There might be Vaishnavite. Somebody will belong to Devi. Somebody will be a Vedanti. But we are all Hindus at the end of the day. So how can you deny the Hindu roots, which is as obvious and staring on your face?
Now, okay, so I will keep presenting my point of view. Look, you sir, 1 minute, sir, Professor Satyanarayana, let's get everyone into this view. You argued initially on the argument, your argument was history. If it was history, sir, you're terribly wrong. Because can you deny that the Chola contribution to Hinduism, Cholas not just did the temples in India, but several temples in Sri Lanka, monuments in Sri Lanka. No, 1 minute. You're saying they are not Hindu temples.
They also built
they are not Hindu temples according to you.
They also built Buddhist viharas. They also tolerated.
No, 1 minute. 1 minute. Are you saying they were Buddhist? Are you saying they were Buddhist? Were they Buddhist?
Yes.
Were they Buddhist?
They were Buddhist, yes.
They were Buddhist.
Yes. In Nagapattinam,
Cholas are not Hindu but Buddhist.
Built a vihara.
No, 1 minute. So now your argument, you've taken it one step further.
I'm not saying Hindu.
According to you, Cholas are now Buddhist.
I'm only saying along with. No, I'm not saying Cholas are Buddhist. I'm saying they built Buddhist viharas.
Yes.
They tolerated the other religious traditions like Islam.
But you are saying, you are of the view.
Information from Arabia. Okay,
Mr. Satyanarayana,
a Muslim country. Okay, the Cholas conquered the Southeast Asia, which was a Buddhist country. They
Sir, I think that you are
Asia.
beginning to sound a little confused, Professor.
I'm not saying they are.
Professor, with respect.
But I'm saying,
with respect,
please tell me,
Professor, 1 minute. Let me get the other view also. Let me give the other view also.
I'm sorry, in none of the Chola inscriptions, did they mention themselves as Hindus? No.
Sir, 1 minute. I do not have an affidavit. Sir, 1 minute, sir. 1 minute. Professor Satyanarayana, I request you to listen to me. Neither you have nor I have a signed affidavit from any of the Chola rulers saying that they were Hindu. So, if that is what you want, I don't have it. But I can tell you certain facts. And you need to be open to it. Khushbu, I'm just coming to you. My point is, viewers, how much will be thrown around? And how much will we debate? Please understand, viewers, these are politicians. They want to benefit politically. They want to create a divide. Can we deny Chola's contribution to Hindus? Raja Chola was from a school of Shiva worship. Please understand one thing. Please understand the Jambukeshwar temple is a famous Shiva temple located in Tiruchirappalli. Who built it 1800 years ago? Was it built by the Cholas? Is it one of the 5 major Shiva temples? Or will you say, because we are rewriting history in 2022, that will not be considered a Hindu temple? Yes. Will you say Brihadishwara will not be considered a Hindu temple? How far will you take it, sir? Sure. There has to be a limit at some point. I want to bring in Khushbu now into the debate. No, sir. We are opening it up. Can I have also others on the debate? Khushbu on the other side. This debate isn't going away, Khushbu. Your take.
I think it's absolutely ridiculous to say that Raja Cholan was not a Hindu king. The entire dynasty, what we're talking about, the entire kingdom, the kind of temples they have built, the kind of inscriptions we have on the walls of these temples, I don't understand why the historians are trying to deny the history. It's not about Hinduism, whether the word Hindu was coined then or not, whether Raja Cholan was a Hindu king or not. He was 100% a Hindu king. He called himself as Shiva Padasevan. That is somebody who was at the feet of Lord Shiva as a servant serving him. And that is what he believed in. And the Shaivites, Vaishnavites, you divide. Why are you bringing the divide? It's under the umbrella. In Christians, you have different castes. You have PSI, you have Protestants, you have all the other people. Even in Muslims, you have Shias and Sunnis and Sufis and different things. But they all come under one thing, and that is we call Muslims. And the same thing in Hindus. You have different sections, you have subsections, but you bring it under one umbrella. That's called Hindus. Denying that Raja Cholan was not a Hindu king is distorting the history. People who are saying that Raja Cholan was not a Hindu king, I would want to know if they believe in Ramayana, if they believe in Ram. Did Ram really exist, or again it's just a fictional mythological story? Because if you believe that there is Ram, there was a Ravan, there was a fight, Lanka and India, there was a fight, there was a bridge built, then you have to believe that Raja Cholan was a Hindu king, because Ram is Hindu. And Raja Cholan comes from the lineage of Ram.
I suspect the reason for this unnecessary debate is political, Mr. Balaji, because there are people who are worried that if the BJP makes a strong, significant entry into Tamil Nadu, it must be blocked at a nascent stage. And the way to block it is by telling people that they are not Hindu, they are Saivite, and therefore whatever may be the political compulsions, I want to tell you, Mr. Balaji, you must be prepared to fight a political party politically. You cannot fight a political party by rewriting the history of this country. Are Shias not Muslims, Mr. Balaji? Are Sunnis not Muslims? Are Catholics or Pentecostals or Protestants not Christians? You know, let's not stretch it. If you have a political issue, if you are politically worried about the entry of the BJP into Tamil Nadu, then you must handle them politically, not rewrite history. That's my view. Wouldn't you agree, Mr. Balaji?
Thank you, Mr. Arnab. I thought I would have to sit just as I've been seeing your programs on my office. You have given me my time. Okay, thanks for that. The real thing is, you have come to the point. Politicization of this issue. Okay. The real thing is, we are not bothered about which religion Rajaraja Cholan belonged. We are bothered that certain forces try to claim Rajarajan as a Hindu. As which Hindu? First and foremost, you should understand, as you had said earlier, the land Tamil Nadu has a different practice of religion. Many people here are almost 80 to 90% of the people in Tamil Nadu. They go to temples. They worship their deities. But they say, Valda Periyar. Why has this happened in Tamil Nadu? You project Periyar as a anti-Hindu leader and all such things, and you have been talking about his remarks. Why do people hail Periyar? And still in Tamil Nadu, both the DMK and the ADMK, and apart from DMK and ADMK, many other parties, all of them endorse the views of Periyar. Why is this happening in Tamil Nadu? You should understand, the people who are talking as Hindus on the national channels, the few people whom you are calling up for the debates, they are not the samples of Tamil Nadu. The real understanding of religion, you can see it from Mr. PTR, Palnivel Tyagarajan. Even his family has done so much to the temples and other things. This is the real issue. We are not politicization. We are not doing politics.
Sir, you can come directly to me. You need not go to me.
It is the attitude of BJP. They try to lift the veil. They said Vetrivel. No one turned towards them. Now they are trying to take Gandhi. The people who support the killers of Gandhi. We are talking about Hindus. Hindus in line of Gandhi. Who said Hindu Muslims are brothers and sisters. We are not Goche Hindus. We are Gandhi Hindus. You should understand that. We are Gandhi Hindus. Even we know to shout. Even we know to shout. It is not the issue. The Goche Hindus. The Goche Hindus. The Goche Hindus. The Goche Hindus. The RSS Hindus. The Golwalkar Hindus. The Hindus who are against the constitution of India. The Hindus who refuse to raise the Indian flag. The Hindus who refuse to raise the Indian flag.
Sir,
we are not beating around the bush.
Sir, I think one minute. Sir, you are obviously targeting Khushbu.
Now we are talking about the
Sir, you are obviously targeting Khushbu. She has a you are obviously. Sir, 1 minute. Sir, 1 minute. I want to say something to you. Mr. Balaji, can I tell you something?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Mr. Balaji, I am from Assam. Okay. You are saying the kind of Hinduism is different everywhere, etc. I agree with you. If you ever come with me, I'll take you to Assam. I am from Lower Assam. My district is near Borpeta and Nolbari. There's a village, Hottebari. If you go there, when we have our temple, the temple is a courtyard. There is no sculpture. It is very different from a South Indian temple, sir. There are no sculptures. There's just an idol and there is a courtyard. So, but am I not a Hindu? When I went, one minute, sir, one minute, sir, allow me, sir. I started my career, I took a camera and went up to the Sabarimalai temple. In practice, it seems very different. The Hinduism I practice with my family members in Assam from the Hinduism practiced in Sabarimalai. We went on the pilgrimage to South India. You come and tell me today that, but this is not Hindu, that is not Hindu. Then by somebody's definition, 1 minute, what, sir, 2 minutes, sir, 2 minutes, we have time. By somebody's definition, the other person's practice of Hinduism is not Hindu. But then we are bound by various things: karma, dharma, reincarnation, temple worship, Guru Shishya traditions, the Vedas as the scriptural authority, ahimsa, maya, moksha, preferring cremation of a body upon death. There are many things that bind us. Are we going to think about things that bind us or things that make us different? This is the diversity of Hinduism. When you say of difference, you actually are highlighting the principal essence of Hinduism. That Hinduism is the most diverse in its principle. No. So you are understanding what I'm saying. You have to look upon the diversity of Hinduism as its essential character.
Give me just a minute.
Sir, you please understand. Sir, you need to understand. Please, sir. Vaishnavites worship Vishnu, who incarnated himself as Ram and Krishna. You are not listening to me, sir.
Discrimination upon birth, which is being preached by the Hinduism.
Sir, let me tell you, sir. Let me tell you one thing. Sir, let me tell you one minute. Mr. Balaji, two things. Okay, I'll let others come in. But I'll just tell you, I want to bring in Sandeep also, and Rashmi, and Mr. Rajamuni, and Mr. Balachandran. So I'll step back, but I'll only tell you one thing, sir. The ritualistic, if you want to discuss the ritualistic misuse of certain ritualistic practices by members of any religion or the self-styled religious order of any religion against its own believers, then let me tell you, Mr. Balaji, there is no religion in the world. There is no single religion in the world where the ritualistic misuse of the religion has not been done by some. But don't use it, Mr. Balaji, to denigrate the religion itself.
No, sir.
Please, sir, don't do that. I want to bring in. Okay, Sandeep.
Totally against Tamils.
Sir, now you're making a political argument, sir. Sandeep Balakrishna, please. Yes, Sandeep.
It's a social.
Sandeep from the Dharma Dispatch.
Yeah.
Sandeep.
Yeah. Arnab, am I audible?
You're totally audible, Sandeep.
Am I audible, Arnab?
Yes, you are, loud and clear.
Thank you, Arnab. I mean, please refresh my memory why this thing is even a subject of a TV debate.
Because...
Kindly refresh my memory.
Because of...
Why one of the world's greatest empires, which has given so much, not just to India, but almost all of Southeast Asia, why is that dynasty? Why is that empire? Why is one of the towering kings of that empire is even a subject of debate? Please refresh my memory where this comes from, how this whole thing started. I'm asking you, Arnab.
You are asking me because today, and not just today, but I have put this in a broader context. Today there have been several people who have come forward and are making the argument that Shaivites are not Hindus. This is an argument which of late, whether in the context of a discussion of a book or politics or a film, has become a characteristic debate with several significant people in Tamil Nadu picking it up and presenting a point of view. And most unfortunately, as I said, like for example, Kamal Hassan said, there was no name called Hindu religion during Raja Chola's period.
Yeah.
Right? So there's an attempt to split and slice the religion. Makes no sense to me, but that is the context in a very broad sense. Yes, Sandeep.
So what exactly is Kamal Hassan's credibility or qualification to even make such a statement? Why are we even holding him, taking him seriously, Arnab? What is his qualification? What is his erudition? What is his scholarship, if any?
Okay.
So the question begins there.
Okay.
The question begins there. The question begins there at the root of this whole thing.
I get your point.
Which is a needless debate, like you said.
I get your point.
Which is a needless debate, like you said.
Okay. I see that Miss Ovia Rajamoni wants to respond to that specific point from Chennai.
Please allow me some time.
Okay, you want to expand? Yeah, go on. Miss Rajamoni, after he finishes, I'll come to you. He will finish, I'll give you a full turn. Yeah, please.
Yeah. So this whole thing about Shaivite, Vaishnavite, all that divide or whatever, okay, it exists at the level of what is known as Darshana. Unfortunately, people like Kamala Hassan and that other fellow, the director, whatever his name is, Vetrimaran, he's the guy who started this, and Kamal Hassan came and added fuel to that needless fire that this guy stoked. Okay, what is that credibility? Number one. Number two, how many people you had a fantastic scholar in Tamil Nadu, of a name that I take with great reverence, Professor Dr. Nagaswami. He has written an entire book saying that Tamil Nadu, the land of the Vedas, with extraordinary inscriptional, multi-pronged, multidisciplinary evidence. So what is all this here? Look, this Shaivite, Vaishnavite, who are they worshipping ultimately? They are worshipping the Nirakara Rupa, which has a Sakara Rupa, which means the unmanifest, which cannot be grasped with a mere intellect, has to have a form. So you call it Shiva, Vishnu, Shakti, Ganapati, you have 5 or 6. So this whole thing comes, see, how we have designed all this. Shankaracharya, for example, somebody was speaking, I think you spoke about it, about Adi Shankara. So he evolved something called a Panchayatana Puja. Okay, and then you have the 6 deities, Surya, Narayana or Vishnu, Shakti, Ganapata. There's a reason why even today Maharashtra celebrates the Ganapati Puja with such fervor, because Maharashtra and that surrounding region was a hub of Ganapata. Likewise, now all these people who claim about Raja Chola, whatever, right?
Yes.
So Tamil Nadu is a land of Skanda. Who's Skanda? He is Shiva's daughter. He is Shiva's son. Who's Ganesha? He is also Shiva's son. Right? Devi, Amman Koil. Every street corner across Tamil Nadu is an Amman Koil. You call her Karumari Amman, just Mari Amman, whatever it is. So what are you talking about, Tamil, there's no Hinduism in Tamil Nadu, whatever. What is all this, Arnab? Seriously. And who are all these people? Are they authorities? There have been scholars who have literally spent their entire lives working on this. They were devout people who had touched the edges of the very depths at the very bottom of philosophy, and at the end of it, invariably every scholar said, I have only managed to study a particular branch of this vast tree called Sanatana Dharma. What are these people talking about, sir?
I get your point. I get your point. You magnificently put it, and I like the way in which you rhetorically asked me the initial question, which you answered quite eloquently. But my point to you is, you said, see, Sandeep, I am of a view, and my purpose through my programs is to have a debate. Now, your question is, why are you having a debate? To which my response is that when I see something, let me explain to you. Let me explain to you. Yeah. Very often people ask me this question. Today I will answer it, Sandeep. People ask me, Arnab, if you yourself believe that the issue is unimportant, why do you debate it? Because I believe that unless a debate is nipped in the bud, it can be misused and misinterpreted by a lot of people. Now, VCK, with respect to Mr. Balaji, I respect him. I didn't interrupt him. But VCK, Vetrimaran, Kamal Hassan could all be intertwined in the whole issue politically and commercially. They could have an agenda. But if the narrative is bought by a lot of people, then you and I, Sandeep, cannot even ignore if even 1% of our country is made to believe in something that is wrong. And unless something is countered intellectually, which is why today I cancelled my third debate. I said I cannot deal with this subject by giving everybody 10 seconds. Everybody must talk, and right now Ovia Rajamoni wanted to respond to you. Over to you, ma'am. Over to you.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank you. First of all, before going into the subject, I want to raise a question. When you are coming for a debate, why you want to degrade the people who are sitting in the other side? Why should you bother about Kamal Hassan's qualification to make a comment on a
louder?
So, what is the qualification you are expected to make such an opinion making? That's my question. What is the culture in that? You can answer Kamal Hassan's question. He raised the issue, Vetrimaran raised the issue. But even yesterday also I got something. Your first strategy is degrading the other side people. That's
your voice is breaking, man. Your voice is breaking.
Your voice, her voice. Yeah, I know there's a problem
That
with
is
your.
not my
It's better now. Yeah. Can you speak again? Yeah, one sec. Miss Ovira, can you say something? I just want to make sure I hear you clearly.
Am I audible?
Little better now. Yeah, better, certainly.
Hello, am I audible?
You are more audible now.
I'm not
Yes.
able to hear you.
Yeah, now we can hear you better. Yes.
Oh, sorry. I should repeat that, isn't it?
Just say it a little louder and closer to the mic. Yeah, please. Yeah.
So I should repeat what I have said so far.
We understood you clearly. No, you can make the point again. No problem.
No, my point is, when whoever is maybe, you may be a doctor or Pandit or a scholar or a PhD, we don't bother about it. When you are coming for a debate, why should you raise question on the qualification of the people who are making the opinion?
Okay, so her point is, okay, I got your point. Her point is, one minute. I want Rashmi to come in. Rashmi is not spoken. Rashmi, she's saying, you may have a disagreement, but who are you to comment on Mr. Kamal Hassan's or Mr. Vetrimaran or VCK's right to have an opinion which is contrary to yours? Rashmi.
Yeah. Okay, now I come to that.
Let Rashmi respond to you on that.
I think in this debate, on one side, we've got great kings and statesmen who self-identified as devotees of Shiva, Vishnu, Durga Ma, and contributed immensely to the development of not just Tamil Nadu but the entire subcontinent. And then there are people in the 21st century nobodies, as I'd like to call them, who are trying to tarnish history. The Cholas are very meticulous people. They left behind tablets, copper inscriptions, which can be carbon dated back to their times, where they clearly wrote who they were, what they identified as, and what their philosophy was. These 2 cent politicians cannot even dream to achieve the level of governance or development or advancement or legacy that the Cholas left. I think this is quite ironic and funny that they're trying to, straight up, without any qualification whatsoever, try to compare. Or, even rewrite history. Because I think there needs to be certain credibility to rewrite anything.
Okay. Yes, Ms. Rajamoni, one second, Rashmi, her audio is not clear. So I will, one second. First, let me get Mr. Balachandran in. Mr. Balachandran.
No, I want to complete my comments.
No, I just want to get Mr. Balachandran once. Okay, let me give a counter to this. I believe there is a political subtext to this, Mr. Balachandran. Okay? Now, I can say, please don't get angry. I can say maybe Kamal Hassan endorsed Vetrimaran's views to get into the good books of the DMK-VCK alliance, who he's been trying to compete with. Maybe Mr. Vetrimaran has political angle. But why deny the existence of Hinduism? After all, in 2020, is it an attempt to deny the existence of Hinduism as a religion by Kamal Hassan and the VCK associate Vetrimaran, not the same pattern of denigration in which a preacher in the presence of MK Stalin in 2020 had said, there is no religion called Hinduism. We are all Shaivites. This comment was made. So this is a politically loaded comment, Mr. Balachandran, I feel. What do you think?
I hope that I will not be interrupted when I am talking. No, I am not going into the political fights that are going on in the name of Rajarajan. One proof that was repeatedly being given to call Rajarajan Hindu was that he himself has said that he is from Ishwaka Vamsa and he is a descendant of Lord Rama. Now, Rajaraja Cholan's grand predecessor was Karikal Chola, who lived 1,000 years earlier than Rajarajan. Karikal Cholan has never claimed himself to be the descendant of Rama or to be belonging to Ishwaka Vamsa. Now, if we go through historians like Goswami or Majumdar, etc., we understand how a system was created, maybe with an intention to unify India under a single code. A system was created that there will be a temporal authority as well as a spiritual authority. This is number one. Now, number two, we need not confuse today with what was 1000 years back. Can we call Rajarajan an Indian? We cannot, for the simple reason that India was not existent at that time, 1000 years back. Similarly, people said that in Islam there are many divisions, in Christianity there are many divisions. Yes, the first religion that came was Islam. From there are many divisions. The first religion that came was Christianity. There were many divisions. But so far as Hinduism is concerned, and it is, I think, a good, sincere attempt to reconcile differences between various sects and bring them under single umbrella today. But it cannot be denied that at that particular point of time, these religions were separate.
I need to... This debate... No, one minute, sir. Sir, please understand. I want to say something to you. There are many experts here. Please remember, you are making certain very sweeping and, if I may say, unthought observations about Hinduism. I want to bring Sandeep, and Rahul, I know this is... One minute. You should please understand, sir. Mr. Balachandran, can you hear me? I hope I will not be interrupted by you when I'm speaking. Thank you.
I will not.
You see, the original name of what is known as Hinduism today is the Sanatan Dharma. What does Sanatan Dharma mean, Mr. Balachandran, since you now are trying to say that Tamil Nadu has not been part of India? Sanatan Dharma means the unending cyclical order of life, holding that life is without beginning or end. Now, what you are trying to do is to box the Sanatan Dharma. Please don't do that. You can't box it. You can't brand it. It is all encompassing. And the spiritual reality of the faith called Sanatan Dharma is being diminished by people like you who are trying to create an artificial divide. Sandeep can explain this in a little more detail with you. So maybe you do not have a complete understanding. You need to understand the Vedas are the main source of the Sanatan Dharma. While the knowledge of the Vedas had flown out of Lord Vishnu and was later written by Vyasa, and they are based on Vedas, some scholars have estimated that Hinduism is several millions of years old. Please do not use this Macaulay view of India on my program. I am not Macaulay's child, sir. You should not be either. But I will let Sandeep respond to you. Sandeep.
Do you allow me to reply?
Sandeep will have a better, more erudite reply, and then you can come back. Thank you.
Sure.
No, I mean, I can't really match the gentleman's erudition on this. Not just sweeping statements, but, my brain is fried, basically, to put it politely. But look, here's the thing. Why do you have such an abundance of temples in all of India, only in Tamil Nadu? Are you going to argue that Tamil Nadu was not a land of Hinduism or whatever? Whatever name you want to give it, you want to call it Sanatana Dharma, you want to call it Hinduism, you want to call it Shaivism, Vaishnavism, ultimately you bring it under one darshanik umbrella, which is transcendental, which is immanent, which is eternal. Sanatana means eternal, basically, right? Which is timeless. So if you divide time into past, present and future in a linear fashion, fine, you'll get your history and everything. But there's another way of looking at history and philosophy, which is to regard it as a cyclical fashion. So this is at the foundation of, look, you cannot to the respected panelists out there. You can't look at these things in isolation. There is a deep connection.
This Sanatan Dharma was contested from the earliest times.
May I finish my point? May I finish my point, sir? May I finish my point? May I finish my point? May I finish my point?
The Sanatan Dharma is not universal.
Sir, let him finish and I'll come to you, Professor. I'll come to you, Professor Satyanarayan. Yes.
Please have the courtesy to let me finish. Okay. So when you have a cyclic view of time, right, what you can do is that you can celebrate Shiva and Parvati's wedding in your nearest local Shiva temple. You can celebrate Sita Rama Kalyana in any Vishnu temple, in any Rama temple, any temple which is an avatar of Krishna or Vishnu. So this is cyclical.
Okay,
this is eternal.
Now, since we have limited time, I find it fascinating that some of these arguments sound like what Digvijay Singh said. By the way, Kamal Hassan has said nothing new. Digvijay Singh said the same thing. He said that the Hindu word is not mentioned in the holy scriptures. He tried to link it to the RSS and Mohan Bhagwat. So Digvijay Singh and Kamal Hassan have a similar perspective, and both are politicians, not historians, not religious figures.
Look,
yes, Professor Satyanarayan wanted to counter you, Sandeep. Professor Satyanarayan. No. I have limited time. I have Professor Satya. Otherwise, I'll be told you're not democratic. I'm the most democratic person. Yes.
Okay.
Professor Satyanarayan.
Okay, please go ahead.
No, I'm not going ahead, sir. I'm inviting you.
No, I'm saying,
yes.
Sir. Okay, sir. I'm saying this concept of Sanatana Dharma and the cyclical view of the universe is not a universal phenomenon. It was not a universal philosophy. It was contested right from the beginning, by the Charvakas, by the Lokayats, by the Jains, by the Buddhists. So therefore, this particular view you cannot ascribe it to be all-encompassing.
Hindu philosophy.
Yes.
There are people who differ from this. We respect them. But this is inherently a Hindu philosophy. You can call it any other name. But we are an amalgamation of Vedic, Tantric, various sects, yoga. So these all things come together. We call it Hindu.
I think all Hindus...
Like Arnab Goswami sitting in Maharashtra. I'm sitting in Kerala, but we both are sitting in India.
I'm sorry to say, either in the scriptures, either in the Itihasas, either in the Puranas, or in the Vedic literature, there is a thing called Hindu. What you are saying?
I think Hindus are a very... Hinduism is the most tolerant religion, and proof of that I'll tell you, Mr. Balachandra, I was thinking while you were speaking, is the fact that despite being the third largest religion in the world, it is the only religion whose existence is denied. Mr. Balachandran.
Are you allowing me to speak?
Yeah, please. People say there's no religion such as Hinduism.
I have not.
Yes. Mr. Balachandran, then Kushbu.
Arnab, when you say that I said that Tamil Nadu is not part of India, it's a very misused statement because I never said it. You should not put words into my mouth, number one. Number two, I said 1,000 years back, there was no political entity called India. It is history. At that time, Assam was not part of India. Nothing was part of India. India was not there. India was born in 1947, August 15, as a political entity. That's a limited point I was trying to say.
And the limited point, I 1 minute. Sir, your limited point, Mr. Balachandran, I must counter you. No, sir, I must counter you. Your limited point is worryingly similar to the limited point made by Mr. Rahul Gandhi when he went to Cambridge when he said India is not a nation. And that is a British gift to us. Please don't believe in that. Please read Chanakya, sir. Please read Indian history, sir. You will not have this view.
Christopher Columbus searching for in 1492.
I have read Indian history as many people. I don't need lessons about it. Okay?
Sir, just one question. Sir, which land was Christopher Columbus searching for in 1492? If there is no idea of India, which land was Christopher Columbus searching?
Okay, we are countering this many different perspectives. Khushbu wants to say something. Yes, Mr.
No, I would...
Yeah.
No, Arnab, it's just that one of your esteemed guests was indirectly targeting me. So I would like to tell you that the land of Tamil Nadu is equally mine as equally yours.
That is
and the so-called
yes.
My other esteemed guest on the other side of the fence on this debate, if they say Hinduism didn't exist, the same people should not be picking up Manusmriti, because 1200 years ago, if they refused to accept that Rajaraja Cholan was a Hindu king, then they should not pick up Manusmriti, which was written 3000 years back, and speak about Hinduism every time picking up Manusmriti. They should stop doing that. And let them understand. Hinduism is a philosophy of life. That's an ethos of life. It is not something which is just come somewhere in between the trees and be grasped by some others.
We are the Hindus
there is ethos of life. You don't believe it, don't believe it. But do not deny the existence of Hinduism in our country. And let me tell you, Mr. Balaji, I'm far more courageous than you are, because I can directly speak to you.
I know that.
You go beating around the bush.
I'm not challenging your courage.
You never had the courage to name me.
I'm not challenging your courage. Let us have an open debate about Manu.
This is an open debate. What more can be an open debate than this?
You bring the original Manu text. You bring the original Manu text, we talk about it.
Sir, if you talk about
We'll discuss on it.
let me tell you, Tamil Nadu is...
As our host said,
Okay, Mr. Balaji, Mr. Balaji, you know the incredible thing is, it is only in our country that we can have. You see, I'll tell you one thing, Kushbu. By the end, one thing which we'll all agree on, all the 8 panelists, only in our great country, in our great tradition, in the Bharatiya tradition, do we have these debates so openly we can discuss religion, politics, history, and agree to disagree and again promise to meet again. This has been a great debate, a trending debate. I thank you all, even those I've disagreed with. I thank you all very much. Ladies and gentlemen, I wish I could extend that debate, but sometimes time becomes the biggest barrier. What do you think of our debates? And have a great weekend. I shall see you soon. Only for tonight. Good night and goodbye.
आग को फैलने से रोकना मुश्किल है, पर नामुमकिन नहीं। अब फायरवॉल टेक्नोलॉजी के साथ सेंचुरी प्लाई क्लब प्राइम आग से बचाए।
Enroll in any of REVA's wide range of courses designed to take on an evolving education and an expanding future. REVA University.
आग को फैलने से रोकना मुश्किल है, पर नामुमकिन नहीं। अब फायरवॉल टेक्नोलॉजी के साथ सेंचुरी प्लाई क्लब प्राइम आग से बचाए।
A shocker from Madhya Pradesh's Vidisha district, where the principal of a government school was transferred on the charges of building a mazar platform inside the school premises. The principal has also stopped the singing of the national anthem. The situation sparked a dispute, leading to inspection by the NCPCR president.
Time to once again action our destiny. Focus on mission superpower. Witness the India growth story. Republic Media Network brings you India's biggest economic summit. Steady amid recession. Steady amid inflation. Goal is global dominance. Witness the India growth story. Republic Media Network brings you India's biggest economic summit.
And here's a look at what else is making news this morning. Thousands of youths chanted slogans as they lined up to join the Indian Army as part of its Agnipath scheme launched in June this year. One of the youngsters who gathered there to participate in the Agnipath recruitment rally said that he would be extremely proud even if he could serve in the army. For a second.
देश की रक्षा करना चाहता हूँ। जितने भी हमारे युवा बैठे हैं सब ये देश की रक्षा करना चाहते हैं और मैं मोदी साहब का बड़ा आभारी हूँ जो उन्होंने 8वीं कक्षा का भी मौका दिया और 10वीं का भी और 12वीं का भी।
उत्तर प्रदेश
In a horrific crime, a woman in Jharkhand's Dumka was set on fire by a man seeking to marry her and has now succumbed to her injuries. She was brought dead to RIMS in Ranchi, where weeks earlier Ankita Kumari had died as well.
आग को फैलने से रोकना मुश्किल है, पर नामुमकिन नहीं। अब फायरवॉल टेक्नोलॉजी के साथ सेंचुरी प्लाई क्लब प्राइम आग से बचाए।
And here's a look at what else is making news this morning. Thousands of youths chanted slogans as they lined up to join the Indian Army as part of its Agnipath scheme launched in June this year. One of the youngsters who gathered there to participate in the Agnipath recruitment rally said that he would be extremely proud even if he could serve in the army. For a second.
देश की रक्षा करना चाहता हूँ। जितने भी हमारे युवा बैठे हैं सब ये देश की रक्षा करना चाहते हैं और मैं मोदी साहब का बड़ा आभारी हूँ जो उन्होंने 8वीं कक्षा का भी मौका दिया और 10वीं का भी और 12वीं का भी।
Uttar Pradesh's Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath has ordered a statewide campaign for pothole-free roads by the 15th of November. Yogi Adityanath chaired a high-level meeting in view of facilitating ease of movement. In the meeting, the Chief Minister also reviewed preparations for the 81st session of the Indian Road Congress to be held in Lucknow from Saturday. A shocker from Madhya Pradesh's Vidisha district, where the principal of a government school was transferred on the charges of building a mazar platform inside the school premises. The principal has also stopped the singing of the national anthem. The situation sparked a dispute, leading to inspection by the NCPCR president.
Time to once again action our destiny. Focus on mission superpower. Witness the India growth story. Republic Media Network brings you India's biggest economic summit.
From the Mumbai studios of Republic TV, it's time for Arnab Goswami on The Debate.
Ladies and gentlemen, good evening and welcome. Tonight, on popular demand, I first want to tell you that I shall be bringing you part 2 of the debate on Cholas being Hindu, of which truly there is no doubt, and which is, in my view, an absolutely unnecessary debate. But there must be an end to this debate. Yesterday we had a great response, and I think it is my responsibility to bring this unnecessary debate to some kind of a conclusion. So that's at 10 p.m. tonight. But also tonight, an Aam Aadmi Party minister who is at an event to convert Hindus with a very clear anti-Hindu line, denigrating, ladies and gentlemen, Hindu gods. And the question being, as a result of it, the question being, how is it possible to publicly decry Hindu beliefs and to denigrate Hindu gods? This question, viewers, must be asked by all of us. It must also be asked then, logically speaking, that if an individual's desire or need or act